Hello, everyone's. I am here for my review of Real Housewives of Potomac Season 10, Episode 16. If you were new to my channel, welcome. I am Lady T. I like to do reviews on scripted shows, reality shows, and also do reactions. If you're returning, you one of my peoples, welcome back. Y'all, I am highly annoyed. We're not even 4 minutes into this episode, and Giselle is on it. Angel has apologized 11 times for these ladies about the accommodation that they experienced. Now, granted, I understand the ladies being upset because they didn't have running water. I get that. I will be mad too. But they're acting like this is solely Angel's fault. Now, we all know how this goes. It's production's responsibility for these trips. They find the location, they find the housing, they take care of the meals that the people eat, the ladies eat, and they also take care of the flights. So let's not just act like this is all solely Angel's responsibility and fault. And to find out that Angel wanted the ladies at a Four Seasons closer to her, and production was like, nah, bro, we not doing that, and had them an hour away. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if this was production and Giselle's way of letting Giselle take over the trip. Because I just find it very funny that Angel wanted the ladies at the Four Seasons and production was not like, nah, we not doing that. We're going to have y'all an hour away from Angel's house. But now that the water's not running, now Giselle has the bright idea that, hey, we're going to be at the Four Seasons. And production's like, yeah, that is a good idea. I am tired of Giselle's attitude. I am tired of Big Sister Green Eyes. Giselle has been stuck in the late 80s, early 90s mode where she was the head soror. And I think she gets pleasure out of being a mean girl. She enjoys being a mean girl. It takes her back to time when she was that mean girl, when she was the head soror. And then she does this whole thing, well, we're going to go for brunch, and then we're going to go to the hotel, and then we're going to fly home. Now she's doing a divide and conquer. That way, whoever decides to go to Angel's event, that's going to be Giselle's, that's going to be her target for next season, for the end of this season and for next season. Giselle, she does the same thing over and over again, and I don't know if I'm going to come back next season, to be honest. I am tired of both Giselle and Ashley not having storylines of their own and using people in close proximity to them as their storyline. When was that last time Ashley's had a storyline? I'll wait. Ashley has used everybody who was in close proximity to her and sprinkled a little bit of I'm hurt by this. How many years was she like skating by on all the stuff that Michael was doing? And then we're happier than ever. Oh, no, Michael never did anything. Then she had to swip over, since Michael no longer want to be on the show. Now is the mama and the mama's drama. The mama and the mama's boyfriend's drama. Then we got to bring in the sister and how she feels about her daddy. Then she got to bring in Josh to now go to another storyline that we didn't get. We're not getting all of Ashley. We're getting people in her family in that arena. Giselle, I will never forget how you did Chris Bassett. How you basically lied on this man. And you've admitted that you've lied on people before, that you lie all the time. And you just get away with it. And production lets her get away with it. And I think they're going to lose a lot of the audience because they continue to let Giselle do this. Stop letting Giselle act in the old kind of way. Stop letting people, stop cutting out the times when Giselle has been proven wrong and somebody's cussed her completely out. How many times have we heard that people have had a conversation with Giselle on camera and they've completely cut all of Giselle getting a good stern talking to out? They need to stop that. Either we need to doggone shovel some things around, get some new people that's going to actually stand up to Giselle, or they going to need to get a new production company. I was just sitting here like, wow. It's like I just seen it happening. Angel, you gonna host this trip. And then they just do everything under the sun to make this trip just unbearable, just so Giselle could swoop in. If y'all was gonna do that, why didn't y'all just let Giselle host the trip in the first place? Because this is not like Angel doesn't know what she's doing. This is part of her business, and this is gonna look bad on her business. It's like, oh shit, this is how she get down and doing things. It's like they getting all these specific things to make it seem like Angel is a bad host, and I'm just not feeling it at all. And even though Angel has worked my nerve the majority of the season, like all this that they're giving her, I do not enjoy. I do not enjoy it all. So now the ladies, they done finally got to the hotel room. Now Giselle again is poking. Do you have to ask Bobby if you're staying? Again, if I was Angel, I would have politely turned to Giselle and looked at her and been like, well, Giselle, I understand that you don't know what it is like to be in the household with your partner when you're raising your kids, since, Jamal was, cheating on you and you left him. I know Jamal's catching the stray, but this is all about Giselle. Me and my husband, we are a partnership. Therefore, we communicate with each other when we're taking care, well, who's going to be taking care of our kids if we're both not there. I know you don't really understand that, but this is how it goes in my house. And that probably would have shut her up. Because Giselle she's acting like she don't understand that Angel has young kids. Therefore, she has to make sure that they're taken care of. It's not like once she signed up for this show, she can just jump into the boogie and just leave anytime she wants to. No, I have to make preparations to make sure somebody's taking care of my children, okay? And Angel, you can see she getting hot because here goes Giselle again, poking and Giselle in her confessional, Bobby this and Bobby that, Bobby that. Giselle, I understand you do not like seeing ladies in a happy home, and that is not their fault. That is the fault of your own, because that's the man you chose who cannot stay faithful to you. So now you're upset and you want to have all kind of this. What's the word I'm looking for? Oh, it's at the top of my lungs. I was on the road, y'all. You want to throw mess and salt on somebody else's relationship because you can't stand to see other people happy, and you cannot convince me otherwise. Angel, Kay, and Tia decided to stay at Angel's house. It was going to be too much ripping and too much running for them to go to and fro to get clothes and get back to the Four Seasons. Now, this is where I agree with them, because this is what they're telling us. They would have to leave the Four Seasons, drive to Angel's house, pack clothes, then drive back. And by the time they get back there, it's well past 1 o'clock in the morning. And then we have to get up early, then go fly fishing, eat, and then fly out. It's going to be cutting too many corners. By the time you get back, you're going to be tired, then you got to get up early. Now, y'all, I am almost 41 years old. And I can no longer stay up like I used to. That's why I know I could never make it on one of these reality shows, because they be up late. Me, when I was younger, in my mid-20s, I could stay up till 4 o'clock in the morning watching Law & Order SVU. Get like 3-4 hours of sleep, then wake up just as happy as could be. No way tired. Now, my eyes start dancing around, 10:15. 10:30, I am full on sleepy. There is no way that I would be trying to go out and come back and be at home at 1 o'clock in the morning. 1 o'clock in the morning, I done already took a pre-nap sleep, woke up, cut the TV off, and went back to sleep. So I understand them not wanting to go back to the hotel, but this is going to put a target on their back, because Giselle's going to take this as you're going against her. They're looking at this, that's going to be too much ripping and running. They already got to drive an hour and a half to this location, and it's seeming like Angel, Tia, and Kay have already got lost in the process of trying to get to this location because Angel is not familiar with this location. And this is going to add on to, yet again, them complaining about Angel being a bad host. We had this little scene where Jossie and Stacy, they going back and forth about their friendship and whether Stacy wanted to go to Jossie's wedding or not, and this, that, and the third. Now, I can understand Jossie being upset because she thought these ladies was her friend. I invited you to my wedding. I would like you to come. But she's getting mad at Stacey because it was seeming like Stacey wasn't sure that she was gonna go because she wasn't sure if Jossie was gonna be on the show for real. And then once she found out that some other the ladies was going, then okay, then I will go. But Jossie was probably wanting more people to go, so her wedding could be filmed. And yes, her wedding was filmed, but we had 2 minutes of the whole wedding. And like Jossie, I'm gonna say this, and this may sound mean, and you may never see this. You should just be happy with the family and friends that love you that was there, and that you married the man that you love. And don't worry about who wasn't there, who was coming but didn't want to come but came anyway. Don't even focus on that. Just remember the happy day that you had. That's all I got to say. Now Ashley got to bring up Stacey. I guess we all for Angel for temporarily. Now we're going to jump on Stacey. Because who's been reporting back to Chris Samuels? Could it be Angel? Could Angel have told something to Bobby? Then Bobby wouldn't told this to Chris? Now Ashley's telling, telling Monique that, yeah, when I was in here and this person did this and I asked Chris, was he kissing on her? Now Monique, this is where I'm going to stop you. You talking about all these ladies as liars, but you sitting right next to 2 of the biggest liars on here. Just a ha and kiki and a hoo-hooing. Giselle was going to bring up the fact that your baby was not your husband's. And that you was creeping with the trainer. She was going to bring that on the show. This is also the same woman who didn't say it, but said it, that Chris Bassett was going to do something to her. She was fearful of her life. He was trying to be a sneaky link. He lured her to her room. Giselle said that. Ashley brought her friends on there, trying to make it seem like Chris was trying to get with them. Seemed like Eddie was trying to get with them. These 2 biggest liars, but you over here worried about Stacey. Now, if you ask me, you keep on going on and on and on about who's going back here telling this stuff to Chris, but you steady on here talking about Chris. I just find that funny. You mad. Stacey mentioned, or did she bring it? No, it was Ashley that brought it up. Stacey didn't even bring up her friendship with Chris. It was Ashley that did that. So while you over there looking at Stacey, you need to be looking at Ashley, because Ashley is the one bringing this up. Now Ashley talking about, ooh girl, I thought I told you this. And here goes Giselle, Ashley, I thought you told Monique. I thought Monique knew that. Because I guess she asked her, Chris, have you been, hooking up with Stacey? And he was like, not saying it without saying it, but like then again, you can't really take what Giselle and Ashley say because they always lying about something. Using what they may have heard, adding a little sauce on it, and then bam, I'm putting this out here. And now you mad at them. Why are you so upset? You don't like Chris no more. You not with him. Why are we making this a thing? And see, this is again frustrating. Oh my goodness, these girls get on my nerves. When I tell you Angel can't win for losing, as my grandmother would say, they have been driving for 2 hours in the wrong direction because the person who sent her the pen sent it to a different location. They then drove up some wilderness area that is the wrong location. We got Wendy, Stacey, and Jossie's group. More so with Wendy getting in it with Stacey because Stacey is lying about whether she wanted to go to Jossie's wedding. We got Giselle and her crew. They upset because they've been driving for so long. Now, let me tell y'all, I do not like road trips. And this is because when I was younger, riding back and forth from Indiana to Georgia, it could be a lot. And then I realized one time me and my mama took the Greyhound bus. And this is when I realized that 9 hours, that's the limit for me. After 9 hours, I'm getting irritated, I'm getting agitated, and I'm just ready for it to be over. So I couldn't imagine just driving around lost like that. I understand why the ladies were upset because they're lost. And the person who is responsible for this trip is lost too, but lost in a different location. So much so that Wendy's group in the car and Giselle's group in the car, they done pulled off to a gas station to get something to eat. Because the longer and longer they wait, it's closer and closer for them. It's time to get to the airport. So now they've been reduced to, eating from a food truck. Now, y'all, I like a food truck. There is a food truck by my house, and when I tell you those tacos is chef's kiss, yes. But, this is me. I'm not getting paid the big, big money. And if I was, I probably still would eat there. So now this is going to be yet another thing that they're going to be complaining about because they got lost. And I think it's all about timing because they're trying to do all these events and then hop on the plane. Angel wanted them to do fly fishing, to eat, and then hop on a plane. Now, if they like me, I likes to get to the airport 2 hours beforehand because I want to get through TSA and I want to get to my gate. And then I'm going to find me something to snack on once I get to my gate. And then I'm going to sit down, probably get on my phone. I want to be close to my gate in case I want to be early. So at any time to be like, oh snap, they didn't change your gate, so you got to go over here. So I would like to be there early. I think if they had been leaving the next day, it wouldn't have been as bad. And now it would have been bad, but it wouldn't have been as bad. Now the thing is, Angel's trying to take these ladies to a location she not used to, and that's where she messed up at. And this is yet another thing that's going to be looking bad for her company. That dang, like all these things is going bad. So do I want to work with y'all? But like Angel, you stick to what you know. Don't try nothing new. This is like when you having a big dinner for your family. This isn't the time to bring out a new recipe that you just found out about 2 days ago. No, you stick to what you know. You should have stick to the location that you were used to. That way y'all know how to get there and everything will be fine. Because now the ladies are going to be looking at you sideways. And then this is going to be another reason for Giselle to be like, well, if we hadn't did what I wanted to do, it wouldn't have been like this. I wanted us to do brunch, and we could have been back in time. Giselle is going to bring this up multiple times. I can almost guarantee you to this. Wendy and Stacey, they have this back and forth. And I'm not going to lie, Wendy has had Stacey's back all season when all the ladies was trying to come for her about this, whether she was in a relationship with Chris Samuels yet again, which I feel like I have to say this again. Stacey did not know Monique. They were not on the show together. Monique and Chris are divorced. Stacey and Timo were divorced, separated, whatever. She had friends. Timo had friends. She hung out with Chris, but now we're going to make this a whole situation that Stacey and Chris hooked up. Now, Wendy's whole thing is, I'm your friend, and if we friends, just because I don't disagree with you, you can't be like, well, you're not my friend, because that's not being a real friendship. Friendship should be able to, we can agree to disagree. You feel this way, I feel this way. We have our own opinions. We not finna be going back and forth with each other. That's how friendships work, and I completely understand that. You can't just completely agree with each other. That's unrealistic. And that is, and I'm gonna say this trip, it was a bad trip. I think it was the planning, and I think it was production, and I think it's a lot of putting 20 on 10. The people I do feel bad for are the two individuals that work for Angel, because they were out there in the hot sun, probably getting eaten up by bugs as they were preparing the food and the table for the ladies, only for the ladies not to show up. Now, granted, there was going to be no time to show up, because by the time they got there and probably ate one bite of food, it's time to go to the airport. Mainly because everybody was lost, because they didn't know what location to go to, because this is not a location that Angel is used to. Like I said earlier, this isn't the time to do something new. This is the time to stick with what you know. And I just feel bad because, like, it was like a domino effect. Angel being the host of this, well, she was a host, but not, Angel was the host of this trip. And everything went downhill when they were both, everybody was separated far apart. Now, everybody should have been in, I agree, everybody should have been in one house. But at the same time, I also think this was a little bit of production so Giselle can get her shine. Because Giselle has to get her shine. This is what production has allowed Giselle to do. So Giselle can get her shine, Giselle can come to the rescue, and Giselle can complain about this until doggone it, she's no longer on the show and beyond. And then the other girls can be like, yeah, this was a messed up trip, and yeah, Giselle did not do anything. This was production like, oh snap, we can't have these ladies in this house. We should have listened to Angel before, but we can't go with Angel. We're going to have to go with Giselle and make it seem like Giselle, she was the hero in this. Giselle put down the money for the 4 seasons. That's how it's going to make it look like, no, Giselle didn't. She did not do that. Giselle mentioned 4 seasons, and the production's like, well, Angel did say that, but we're not going to give Angel the credit for that. We're going to give Giselle the credit for that. And this is going to be another thing. Yeah, we didn't even get to do anything. This was a messed up trip. We was lost. We wasn't going anywhere. And it's like, Angel, she couldn't win for losing. There was nothing that she could have done that could have saved this trip. It's not like Angel, Kay, and Tia made it to the location and been fishing and eating good. They were lost as well. And I don't think she would intentionally do this. I don't know what it is, but it seemed like Angel is getting a very, very, very bad edit on this season. Now, the way they was rolling things out, I thought this was a season finale because we got everybody's end credits. And then we see Karen with her prison braids walking to the car, looking very much relieved. And I'm like, I know we're not getting Karen at a reunion after she was on screen for all of 2 minutes. Only word she said was thank you. But then it was like, okay, I guess the next episode, which is the season finale, is going to be all about Karen. So therefore, that's why she's going to be at the reunion type of situation. I just hope that Karen, she has reflected while she was behind bars. And she is going to take the steps that she needs to get her drinking under control. That's what I would say. That was the gist. If I left anything out, by all means, leave a comment below. If you were new to my channel, welcome. Feel free to subscribe. It is free all day, every day, free 99. Make sure your notifications are on so when my beautiful face puts up a video, you can click on it, you can like it, you can share it with your people, you can come over and be one of my peoples by clicking that icon above. And this is Lady T signing off. Have a good one.